What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Two Confrontational. Where we preview each week of the NFL, but we don't have anything to preview this week. We're kind of we made it Super Bowl weekend, baby. Super Bowl week, where we kind of just get a break from the action, kind of just take it all in the whole entire season, kind of reminisce on games and prior weeks, and just kind of take in the whole season and kind of just enjoy it for one last week. And then, one game left, baby. So that's this, it's here, baby. It's finally here. And we're down to two teams. Top two teams, Patriots, Seahawks are taking it to Super Bowl 60 here, come February 8th here and everything like that. But in this time of really not really NFL action going on. I mean, there's a lot of, like you see my screen here, head coaching hires and changes and everything. That's kind of what this week has kind of been mainly about. Take us through how was the 2025-26 NFL season for you? Highs, lows, things of that nature. It's been a fun season, kind of a lot of ups and downs and history being made and everything like that. But what do you want to kind of share about you?
As far as a team standpoint, obviously your favorite team, I'm not very, obviously satisfied. Making the first round and losing right away, it's not the goal, especially as being a Packers fan my entire life. Obviously, that's not the standard. What they've done in the past, making it to, I think I saw a stat, Devontae Adams, he's been at most ever NFC Championships, he's 0-5. So just kind of that standard, just making the NFC Championship, that's not even the standard. It's Super Bowl or bust. So I would say, as being a Packers fan, it's more of a bust type of season. Obviously, saw some highlights. Jordan Love played really well, especially down the stretch. Against the first playoff game against the Bears, played phenomenal. Couldn't have played better. But then obviously the injuries did hinder us down the stretch and then into the playoffs. But I'm excited to see like Micah Parsons play next year. A healthy Tucker Kraft. He was on his way to be the best tight end in the league before his injury. So I'm excited to see those players come back, and hopefully they come back stronger and better than they were the year prior. So, but as far as this season as a whole, it was a hell of a year. A lot of teams. Obviously, Vrabes making the Super Bowl as a first-year head coach. Obviously, got to be pumped, ecstatic if you're a Patriots fan. Just having that as your first years with a new head coach. And then, just like the coaching changes, this is the most I think ever. I think there was a total of 8 or 10 openings overall of head coaching positions, and then obviously two former MVP coaches or QBs are without a coach or were without a coach. So that's Josh Allen and then Lamar Jackson. So haven't seen that happen in quite a while, but overall season was awesome. Unfortunately, it's coming to an end here in a week and a half or so. So just unfortunate, but it was a hell of a season.
100%. And speaking of the Packers, not where you wanted to be. Obviously, past couple of years, you made it to that divisional round and then even into like the conference championship. And like you said, 0-5 for Devontae Adams. I know he's not a Packer anymore. He's with the Rams, but still they made it to the conference. 0-5, that's tough. Not being able to make it over that hump there. And we'll see what happens next year. What do you think the Packers? I know they lost their like GM or not their GM.
They lost everybody. Philadelphia just hired their Gagnon or whatever. Gagnon.
Their OC. Their quarterback's coach.
Quarterback's coach going to Philadelphia.
Yep.
And then obviously we lost our defensive coordinator, Jeff Hafley. Lost our VP or whatever he is, GM VP. I think we're losing somebody else I just saw. So we've lost a handful of coaches, but obviously get to rebuild. We just hired a new DC yesterday. I can't remember his name, coming from the Las Vegas Raiders, I believe. And then we just obviously, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure the Packers just hired, I can't remember his name. I'm pretty sure he's a DC for was the DC for the Raiders last year.
No, Packers hired Jonathan Gannon. He was
Gannon.
the former Cardinals head coach.
What was he?
He's getting hired as your DC there.
Yep. I think who would we hire as? I'm pretty sure we just hired somebody here. But Jonathan Gannon. I'm not sure. He might be a different. God, I swear to God, I just saw something today. But Jonathan Gannon. Hell of a defensive coach. Not very great head coach, but that's not what he's going to join the Packers to do. So that's pretty awesome. And then yeah, I gotta figure that out. So
But yeah,
um,
keeping kind of the same squad. I mean, obviously a new DC and everything, but a lot of talent to work with on the defensive end for the Packers. I mean, obviously you got the best player on defense, maybe behind Myles Garrett and Micah Parsons
mhm.
there. And so looking at cap room, you guys are minus like 3.5 million right now, so you're a little bit below water, as they say. And so you guys maybe have to make some moves here if you want to. I mean, if you want to release, obviously you're probably going to be releasing some players or people are going to retire, what have you, whatever the situation is. But yeah, looking at it, yeah, you could make some potential moves here in the offseason if you release or do what have you as far as free agency goes.
Mhm.
A lot of talented free agents out there, and everything like that. So, but yeah, this year was awesome. Yeah, a lot of teams. These two teams didn't even make the playoffs last year in the Seattle Seahawks and the New England Patriots. They
Mhm.
didn't make the team. I may even make the playoffs. Now they're in the Super Bowl. Brand new head coach is obviously Mike McDonald. This is his second year. Mike Vrabel first year for the Patriots. And yeah, Mike and Mike, baby, going head to head in the Super Bowl. First time since. Well, I guess not the first time. There's been a few other times. You had Mike McCarthy and Mike Tomlin,
Yep.
Steelers and Packers back in like what 2012 or something or 20 when
2010-11 season.
yeah, yep. And then before that, it was Packers as well. You had when you had Mike Holmgren as your
Yep.
guys' head coach facing Mike Shanahan and the Denver Broncos. That was
Yep.
prior to that was back in like the 2000s, maybe even earlier than that. But in the 2000s for sure. But yeah, kind of awesome to see two teams that weren't even in the playoffs last year make to the Super Bowl. And yeah, total flip of the script there as far as Kansas City not in it, Baltimore Ravens. Buffalo Bills got knocked out. So I mean, yeah, I mean a lot of these teams that would be thinking it. Eagles weren't there. I mean, they've been a powerhouse the past couple of years, and things of that nature. Obviously, the Rams they've been a powerhouse, but they made it and to the Super Bowl, but all the way to the NFC conference game and things of that nature. So yeah, I
Mhm.
like it. And there's a lot of changes next year as well. I mean, look at all these different head coaches
Yeah.
bringing in new
Oh,
offensive coordinators,
that's what I'm
like
thinking of. Yeah.
whole new
That's what I
system.
was
And
thinking of.
say again.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, I was thinking of. I just saw that flash. I was thinking of the Packers because we were on that. The Steelers just hired a new DC, and the Raiders. I think the Raiders ex coach.
Yeah, maybe not the head coach, but yeah, Pittsburgh
No,
Steelers. That former Patrick Graham, former
and former
defensive.
DC.
Yeah, yep,
Yep. Yeah,
for
that's
the
what I was thinking
Steelers.
of.
Yep. But they, yeah, former Packer legend there, Mike
Yep.
McCarthy. And yeah, he's been around the block a few times. I mean, he
Hmm.
was in Packers, very historic franchise. Dallas
Yep.
Cowboys, a very historic, and now another historic franchise in the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Hmm.
And so it's going to be exciting to see what they do there in Pittsburgh there. As far as are you keeping Aaron Rodgers, you trying to groom a new quarterback, what are you gonna do in the draft? Things of that nature. There's a lot of different things going on there in a lot of these teams. I mean, you have Robert Saleh, defensive minded. He comes on with and they hire Dayball, Brian Dayball as
Yeah, it's
their
the OC.
OC. Yeah, so
Yep.
that's kind of a young. He was doing a good job with Jackson Dart. I mean, had like 24 touchdowns this year for rushing and passing as far as Jackson Dart. And then yeah, now you're going to and face it and do this for Cam Ward, another
Uh-huh.
young quarterback. John Harbaugh is now taking over Jackson Dart and the youngins there in New York. As far as Malik Neighbors and Scadaboo and all those boys and everything like that. You had Jesse Minter just get recently hired there
Yep.
by the Baltimore Ravens. Kevin Stefanski is taking over the Arizona or the Atlanta Falcons there. So he's got Bijan, the kind of still a question mark at quarterback there as far as Atlanta, if they're going to stick with
Hmm.
Michael Penix. I know they got Kirk Cousins out on that expensive contract. Yeah,
Yep.
what are they going to
Yep.
do? But they got talent in Drake London, Bijan, Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts is a free agent actually here this season. So we'll see what happens here. Like you mentioned, Jeff Halfley there in Miami, former Packers DC, Joe Brady staying within the organization as the OC heading up to bumping up to the head coach. Pat
Hmm.
McAfee had an interview with him today. He seems like a cool guy and
Yeah.
everything like that. And then you have Todd Monken, former
Yep.
OC for the Baltimore Ravens, heading to Cleveland. So you got brand new, basically a whole brand new AFC North there in head coaching besides the Cincinnati Bengals and Zach Taylor there. But you got Mike McCarthy, the Steelers, Todd Monken, the Browns, and Jesse Minter in the Baltimore Ravens. So the AFC North is going to look way different next year as far as schemes, schematics, all that. Probably not. I mean, mainly focuses defense. That's what kind of
I
that
mean,
division's
yeah,
known for. But
yeah. I mean, just as far as looking, yeah, scheme wise or schematic wise, yeah. I think it all depends. I think obviously Mike McCarthy bringing in his offense that he's always ran. I know initially he said he didn't want to call plays, but in his presser when he became the Steelers head coach, he said he will call plays. And going back to Aaron Rodgers, I do think he plays one more year. I just think with him, I mean, I think he's
got to run it back.
got to run it back. I mean, they had a pretty successful year. I mean, obviously a lot of ups and downs, but towards the end of the stretch, they won a lot of big games. Maybe not because some missed field goals helped them out a little bit, but yeah, it's just I think Rodgers has to run it back one more time. So we'll see what they end up doing, and then I think they still have to hire a few other coaches that he has to put his squad together.
Mm-hmm.
I believe.
Yep, they needed an OC.
Special teams coordinator, I believe.
I think they need a whole new fresh start. Maybe they're bringing some people back, keeping some of the bathwater there, maybe in Pittsburgh. But Mike has been around the league. Like I said, he knows a lot of people. He's probably want to bring in some of his guys too.
Yep.
Robert Saleh brought in all bald guys. Brian Daboll and his defensive and special teams. I think they're all bald there. John Harbaugh's starting fresh. Kind of controversy in Cleveland there when Todd Monken was hired. Jeff Schwartz or what's his is
Jim
it Jeff
Schwartz?
Jim Schwartz. He
Yep.
was their DC. He thought for sure he was going to get the head coaching job after all of these other coaches kind of exited.
Down.
Yeah,
Yep.
withdrew their name. But when they hired Todd Monken, kind of a shock, and then Jim Schwartz was like, "Fuck it, I'm out of here." Then, and he is potentially still in a contract, I guess.
He's under contract, and I saw that too. They said they're like, is he gonna? Is he the type of person that will throw a fit and make it terrible for the Cleveland Browns? Absolutely, he will. They said he's that type of guy. He'll throw a fit. He'll make it worse for them, and he won't coach the team. I know he's under contract, but obviously we've seen players. I'm not sure how it works, player versus coaches, if they can kind of sit out and not coach. I'm not sure. I've never seen that before, but yeah, he's going to make it help for them. But yeah, weird situation. I thought the Joe Brady stuff was and Sean McDermott stuff was interesting too. Just the way that he made it sound today is obviously McDermott out, and then his interview was right after. I mean, and then they sat on it for a week. So right after their presser, when they announced that he was fired, then Joe Brady had his interview, is what he stated. So good for him. I think it's obviously in the system, everything's going to pretty much stay the same. But just kind of interesting. I think they have the same quarterbacks. Everything's going to run through Josh Allen per usual. Right. I'd say they have the best running back in the league, if not the best running back in the league. So I think a lot of the stuff stays relatively similar.
Maybe as far as the offensive side goes, obviously because he was the OC and now he's going to be calling plays as head coach and things of that nature. So yeah, I mean maybe offensive scheme might change a little bit. I mean they gotta do some tweaking on there. They didn't do one of the best offenses, I should say, in the NFL. Yeah. So yeah, they did good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they can get better. Obviously, they came up short past 5-6 years there. Only one of the only teams not to make it to the Super Bowl. Four other teams and everything like that. But out of these kind of like hirings, what are you most excited about? Like, which coach do you think is going to have the best season next year as a brand new head coach of a new team? And when I say success, I don't mean the best record, I shouldn't say, because I mean Robert Saleh kind of in a tough position. Mike McCarthy, old roster. I mean, very old, expensive. John Harbaugh is young, but they're only won 3 games last year. In the previous years,
4 games, yeah.
Kevin Stefanski could maybe turn the Atlanta organization around. I mean, they got a weak division down there in the AFC South or the NFC South there in Tampa Bay Buccaneers and things of that. And what other teams are in, Saints and whatever.
Yep.
Saints
yep.
And yeah. So, I mean, they got
Panthers.
a kind of Panthers. I mean, they could easily win that division next year. I mean, they got the talent to do so. Jesse Minter. I mean, it's the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, that should be fun. They already got a stellar.
He was a DC. I believe he was the defensive coordinator.
Chargers. Yep.
The crazy thing was he's I think in his career he's only coached under 2 coaches in the NFL, and that's both Harbaugh brothers.
Yep. He was the Ravens for 4 years, and then went to the Chargers for 3 or 4 years, and then back now as the head coach of the Ravens there. So, good stuff there. I'm probably most what yeah, which one which one you most excited about? I guess you have a former Packers down in Miami now.
Yeah, I'd probably. I mean, obviously, you're not saying record, but you
Just
have to
most
take that into
success. I mean,
consideration a little bit.
yeah, obviously, yes. Not, but whoever's going to have the best record, probably Jesse Minter with the roster that he has coming into it. You know what I mean? Of the Baltimore Ravens, man.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
mean, I'm excited to see
or
John
the Buffalo
Harbaugh with
Bills and
a
Joe
younger
Brady.
squad,
Yeah,
depending on their injuries. I mean, if they don't have those injuries last year, you could see them being a 7, 8 win team. Um, but if they stay healthy and they come back just as I mean, obviously Malik Neighbors is out, Scatabo. I mean, shit, even Jackson Dart was out a few games with concussions.
more than a few. Yeah,
So yeah, so if they're able to put a squad and their defense is phenomenal.
yeah, you got a
Um,
lot of talent on the
so
defense,
I'm
man.
excited for that. Obviously, super pumped for Jeff Hathley. Um, Probably one of the best DCs that the Packers have had in a minute. Um, did a hell of a job and just coming from Boston College and then coming up and performing that well for the 2 years for the Packers. Um, yeah, but oh, shit. I mean, I think all these are exciting. Obviously, Big Mike's gonna be awesome. Just like you said, older
Yep.
roster. But Robert Saleh, you got to say Robert Saleh and Brian Dable. I think obviously they're coming off of what 2 wins. They had 2 wins last year, whatever it was. I
Yeah,
think that they
I
have.
think 3 or 4 because
I think they're gonna be kind of like the comeback team of the year. I think they're gonna have. I mean, I think they're a young team, but I think Robert Saleh, it's the second time around being head coach. I think he's got to figure it out at some point.
Yeah, I'm excited that Robert Saleh got another chance. I think he got fucked over in New York as the
Mm,
Jets head coach and just a bad organization overall. No one's going to be able to fix that. Speaking of the Jets, I think Aaron Glenn fired every single coordinator,
jeez,
employee,
that's a
staff
dumpster fire. Yeah.
yesterday. Yeah, the Jets are a
Well,
dumpster
do
fire.
you know?
Cleveland's a dumpster fire.
He was supposed to hire a DC, I believe.
I think he
Um,
did. I think the Jets did
well,
hire
he did.
DC.
They did, but he was gonna. What's his name? He was at Michigan.
Yeah. Oh, and then
Uh,
yep. It was
Indy.
yeah.
What's his name? Gray haired dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to
I
think.
have that tip of my
I'll look it
tongue
up
too.
here. I'll look
But
it up.
he came in and pretty much was going to interview for the position, and then they said, "Yeah, you're not calling the plays though." And so he's like, "All right, I'm not coaching for you. You're not." He's like, "I'll call the defensive plays." So he's like, "All right, I'm not coaching for you," because obviously Aaron Glenn is a defensive minded coach, and that's what he was very successful at the with Detroit doing that. So obviously he wants to stick there. But then why even? I mean, I know you have to have a DC, but what was his name? Goddamn,
What college wasn't it? Michigan?
Michigan.
Wink.
Yeah, Mark
Uh,
Winkendale.
Wink Martindale. Yeah,
Martindale. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, Wink
yeah.
Martindale. Yeah, and I did see some controversy as that as well. Yeah, tough
So,
man.
but I'm
It
excited to see all
is
these teams. It's a
tough.
fresh start for all these new teams. I think the team that's going to stay probably the same. I mean, I guess Stefanski got fired and then got hired pretty much within that week or two, whatever. Really
Yeah.
quick turnaround for him.
Well, I mean, when he first came into Cleveland, they took him to the playoffs with Joe Flacco. I mean, he is a
Hmm.
good head coach, I think, but he just got put in a
Yeah,
shitty situation. Yeah, and I think he's going to be really good there. See what they can do in quarterback position. But yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, like you said, for all of these, only 2 openings left are Arizona
Monken.
Cardinals.
I don't
Yeah,
know. He's an old coach. He's
yeah,
had
Todd.
success in the NFL, but
We'll see what he does with. I mean, he was
I
there
mean,
when
Cleveland Browns. Oh man, Jesus.
he was there when he transformed Lamar Jackson into an MVP. Yeah, I think Lamar
Yeah,
Jackson has what 2 or 3 MVP or two at least 2, right? Or
two. I think he would have been. It would have been three, I believe, but they gave that one
Josh
to
Allen.
Josh Allen last year.
Yeah. So I mean, he has talent. I mean, shit, he's got a Pro Bowler in Shadur Sanders, baby, Showtime.
We'll see. Yeah.
He's a Pro Bowler. He's not.
Well,
We'll see.
yeah,
He is a Pro Bowler. He is,
because
man.
people backed out because nobody wants to play in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence backed out or
So is
whatever, and so
Keyshawn Nixon's a Pro Bowler too, and
he
there's
was
no
an
way in hell he should have
alternative.
made it.
Yeah, alternative there. So I mean, hey, but yeah, Cleveland on the up and up, kind of trying to change things around. I mean, now that they don't have the deep, everything's going to be flipped around there in Cleveland. Clint Kubiak, and we'll hop into the games here and kind of just recap the games there. But Seattle Seahawks offensive coordinator, probably no doubt gonna get an interview for Raiders or the Arizona Cardinals there. Phenomenal job done in Seattle there as the OC. So he'll probably get an interview. If not, staying with Seattle is not a bad idea, and just
Mm,
running it back one more year and then
that's
look
what I would
for
do.
head coaching opportunities next year. But yeah, really, everybody's filled, and there's not really a whole lot of head coaching uh, candidates out there as far as for the Raiders or the Arizona
Go back to
Cardinals.
Raiders
So,
can go back to or and the Cardinals too. Go back to hop back into the a former NFL coach that was phenomenal, got fired, John Gruden.
oh
Um,
yeah, that'd be fun.
but I don't think he returned the way he exited the it was I think at that time was I don't know if
He
it
was
was
with the
the
Raiders.
yeah he was it the Vegas Raiders at the time? When did they switch?
I'm not quite
I think
sure, but yeah,
I
he
think it
was
was the
with the
Vegas Raiders. He was the
Raiders.
head coach when Antonio Brown
Hmm.
was on that team. So
Yeah.
I don't think he'd return there. But Cardinals aren't a bad situation. What I mean, who knows what their quarterback situation is with Kyler Murray and what's his name? Who was their backup this year? That played
Jacoby
started.
Brissett.
Oh yeah, Brissett. Yeah, he played half the year. But no, neither of those places are you know the best landing spots for if it's a veteran coach maybe. But a new year head coach, I don't know, a first year head coach, I don't know what if that'd be the best place to land, but yeah, crazy changes. I'm surprised. Pretty cool for Mike McCarthy just to grow up in Pittsburgh, being a yeah, just growing up in Pittsburgh and wanting to play there, wanting to coach there. Pretty cool to see him return back home and be able to coach the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, 100%. And yeah, draft order. I mean, Arizona drafting third, and then Vegas Raiders drafting first overall
Mm-hmm.
here in 2026. So kind of a good
Mendoza probably go first.
opportunity. Yeah, kind of a good opportunity as a first time head coach, or maybe not a first time, but as a head coach to maybe yeah, get a number one overall pick in Mendoza or something like that and build around him and everything. Cause yeah, Geno Smith washed, Kyler Murray, see what his contract, he's probably going to be traded or hit free agency or what have you there. But yeah, as far as good situations, yeah, Jesse Minter and Joe Brady got the two best at quarterbacks probably out of everybody in this whole entire thing. I mean, obviously you got A-Rod there and the Steelers if he decides to play another year, but a lot of these are young quarterbacks or quarterbacks who need replacements there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll see what happens as far as head coaching situation goes for those other two teams. But that kind of wraps it up for the head coaching carousel. It's kind of a wild one, 10, 11 openings or what have you, 6, 7, 8, not 10 openings here this year. So was kind of a wild ride. But yeah, as far as the games went last week, what a thriller. I mean, you had the kind of the two polar opposites. You had a defensive shutout in the Patriots and the Broncos, only scoring 17 points total between
Mm-hmm.
the two teams. Looked like the Broncos were gonna start tearing it up there in the first quarter with Stiddy as their quarterback when they threw a bomb to Marvin Mims, like a 54 55 yarder, and then capped it off with the Cortland Sutton touchdown in the back of the end zone. Stiddy was looking good. But then yeah, as far as that, the next possession or in the second quarter there, had that 4th and 1, and Sean Payton decides to go for it on 4th and 1 when they were kind of just absolutely dominating the Patriots, only allowing 12 yards total at that point to the Patriots there by the second quarter. And yeah, didn't convert on that 4th and 1. Patriots took over, and it was kind of all game over from there. And yeah, Winter's snow globe there in the second quarter,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of just started blowing everywhere. And yeah, it kind of just looked like a snow globe. You shake it up, and that's what the players are playing in. So, but yeah, what were your takeaways on this? I know we mentioned, yeah. What do you got on this one? Obviously, no Bo Nix, and you had Stiddy at the quarterback
Right. I
position for
mean,
the
yeah,
Broncos. But
yeah. Jarrett Stidham played best he could. I mean, not the best he could, but I mean, he put him in a position to win. I don't blame Sean Payton. I mean, obviously dominating, but I think with a backup quarterback, I think you do have to take the chance and go for that 4th and 1. That's just my opinion. But I do think the better team won with. I mean, obviously having a back quarterback like I mentioned, that's tough to win these type of games. I mean, honestly, I do think the best team came out on top in the New England Patriots. Not much to add. It was kind of, I mean, the defensive games are good. They're fun to play in, but they're not. I don't think they're fun to watch.
the snow
But
games, you mean, or defensive games?
defensive, well, I mean,
Yeah,
no, I love watching
yeah.
snow games, but I'm saying defensive games. I don't think they're very fun to watch just because, I mean, it's not as exciting, not as many points on the board. So, but yeah, I think the better team came out on top on that one, and super pumped for Vrabel, super pumped for Stephon Diggs, possibly get his first ring. So yeah, I'm pumped for that.
Yeah, Coach Vrabel become the first player and coach to ever win two Super Bowls, one as a player, actually won three as a player for the
Hmm.
New England Patriots in the same team, and he's going to potentially win a Super Bowl as a head coach here. So he'd be the first person to ever do that. To win a Super Bowl as a player and a head coach, let alone be it for the same team,
Hmm.
and won three prior. So he could be a four rings out of the Patriots seven. So they're going for the clinching all-time record there. I think they're tied with the Steelers and maybe the 49ers there for most ever titles. As far as Super Bowls go, should say. I shouldn't say titles. I think Packers have like 14 or 13,
13, I
whatever,
think. Yeah, but
whatever the fuck that is. But yeah, I mean, Patriots going for all out rights to say they are the best organization in seven Super Bowls. And yeah, they go up against the Seahawks, who they had a shootout against the Rams there
hmm
last week. It was a fun game to watch. So yeah, you like I said, you had highs and lows, best of both worlds. You had a defensive game, then you had a highly offensive, explosive game there in the Rams in Seattle. But Sammy D, baby, coming through for the Seattle Seahawks, and it just makes it worse every single week, every single playoff game. For Vikings fans, for Jets fans, Carolina Panthers fans, San Francisco 49ers fans, every team that Sam Darnold has been to. You could have a Super Bowl quarterback in your back pocket, didn't even know it.
right.
Yeah, he throws for 346, three touchdowns, zero turnovers. Yeah, and kind of just carried the team on his back. He strapped the team to his back, and with Jackson Smith and Ajigba JSN out there doing his thing, going
hmm
for 155. Yeah, was hard to stop, but Rams tried to keep it close. Yeah, and basically could have. It was yeah, neck and neck. I mean, back and forth. Was a hell of a game, but the key play I think that hurt the Rams there. Obviously there's a few, but yeah, the one that biggest one was that muff punt there in the third quarter, close to the beginning of the third quarter, yeah, setting up the Seahawks in great field position there, and they were able to capitalize off that, and everything like that. And Seattle, yeah, was a great game. I don't know what
It
else you got to
was.
add to that. I mean, yeah,
I
there's a
mean,
bunch
you kind of
bunch
covered quite a
going
bit
on.
of it, but no, just yeah, Sam Darnold, kind of the two opposite games. I mean, obviously the game we talked about last week, more of a run game for Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had three touchdowns
Kenny
rushing.
Walker,
Yeah,
K9.
Kenneth Walker, and then Sammy D comes back this week and absolutely plays phenomenal. What they needed, I think, this game. And then yeah, just, same thing. Kind of just unfortunate, like we mentioned, Devontae Adams, fifth NFC Championship, and just doesn't come out on top. And I don't know where he goes from here. I mean, obviously he's getting a little older.
Buffalo.
Um, yeah, they need a big weapon. They need a number one. Um, but yeah, it's just unfortunate for the Rams. I mean, obviously that team's, I mean, their best players obviously got Puka Nacua very young, but obviously they're number two or they're whatever they, it kind of goes back and forth. But they're number two, Devontae Adams. Then yeah, yeah, Matt Stafford getting pretty old too. So I just don't know which route they go from here.
Well,
Um,
shoot. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Sam Darnold had 300, or Matt Stafford had 350 yards right
yeah.
alongside Sam Darnold, and Devontae Adams, four catches for 90 yards. Puka Nacua
hmm
had like nine catches for 150, 130 or something like that. So, I mean, they didn't play bad at all. I mean, Rams played phenomenal. We're
Yeah.
just not able to make it. That last drive that the Rams had a couple, Puka Nacua had a couple of great catches there to set him up in good field position. They took a shot at the end zone a few times. But yeah, Seattle was dominant on defense. They were flying around like they always have under Mike McDonald. And yeah, we're able to stop them on that last drive there in the red zone. They also stopped them on almost every third down. Rams went 1-8 on third downs, and so that was a key component.
Yeah, it's
Obviously,
huge. Yeah.
only eight times that the Rams were put into third down positions or third down territory, but with those few times, only eight times, they only succeeded one time. So it's a phenomenal job by Mike McDonald's defense. And yeah, they're just flying all over. They're young, they're talented. Not Dexter Lawrence, but DeMarcus Lawrence there.
hmm
Yeah, he's an older type of player, but he's hyped up. He's super pumped about this. And yeah, Las Vegas has this game. What is it, like a 4.5 point spread to the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl? I'll pull it up here right now, but
You know, I haven't
yeah,
looked.
it's 4.5. Seattle Seahawks, technically a road team. I don't know why this is set up like this. Seattle's a higher seed than the Patriots. So you would
Which
think,
is crazy. No, and that's yeah, I don't know why it's and that's how it is. They were talking about that on the Pat McAfee show that who, yeah, so Seattle's a higher seed, and they're on the away team,
Hmm.
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, right. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But I mean, it's in a neutral location, so it
Which it
don't really
doesn't
matter
matter. Yeah.
who's home or away or what have you. But um, yeah, it's kind of cool. All 13 playoff games this season, and with the new technology, stadiums being built every other year, all that good stuff. All games were played outdoors this year in
Yeah.
outdoor weather. So you had Seattle hosting games, you had Chicago hosting games,
Yep.
you had San Francisco. I don't know if San Francisco ever hosted any games, but all games were played outside. Pittsburgh hosted a
Pittsburgh hosted
playoff
a
game.
game.
Yep, Carolina Panthers hosted a game. Jacksonville Jaguars, Philadelphia Eagles, New England Patriots,
Denver.
Steelers. Yep,
Like, I don't know if you
Denver
mentioned
hosted
Denver,
it.
but
Denver hosted it. Yeah, all games. It doesn't matter who you mention. All games were outdoors this season or
mhm.
this playoff, which is kind of a fun fact. I mean, yeah, usually with all these domes and everything, you would think that it would be one of them at least would be indoors, especially like with the Rams or things of that nature. But no, all of them were played outdoors, and so is Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara at Levi Stadium. So that's going to be a hell of a game. We'll recap that. We'll preview that one next week. We won't get too much into that one, just so we have something to talk about next week before the big game. But yeah, no, this is season was fun. Coaching changes for next season are looking interesting as well.
Mhm.
Both games that we had were incredible. In the AFC and NFC championship games, like I said, you kind of got the best of both worlds there, and everything like that. But yeah, as far as everything else goes, what else you got to add for NFL, and things of that nature? I
I
mean,
mean, there was some big controversy. Obviously, Bill Belichick. They had the Hall of
oh
Fame,
yeah, yep,
and he did not make the first round. He's not a first round ballot Hall of Famer, which is crazy. Being what is he, a 6 time Super Bowl champ? Um,
eight, yes,
well,
two
eight
as
time, yeah, yeah, because he wasn't a head coach in all
OC,
those.
yeah, DC for like,
The
yeah,
Browns
yeah,
and Miami,
yeah, yep, something like that. And I think he
Browns
was
and
on the
Miami. He plays
Giant. I
close.
think he was on the Giants too.
Giants, I think he was. So where I don't think he was, but yeah, six, yeah, 8 Super Bowls, six as head coach. Pretty crazy, just not being able to. I mean, how can you put a different coach in there now? I mean, to have like that bar was just raised exponentially and just.
Nah, I
I'm,
don't think
I mean,
there was
for other coaches, it was. I mean, he's the best. He's. I mean, obviously you have
the
the
bar
shit
wasn't
like
raised. I
deflate.
think there was like, yeah, some other controversy that played into it. Like they were saying, yeah, Spygate, Deflategate, things that they were trying to penalize him, things of that nature. Otherwise, like there was controversy or statements saying, well, I thought other people would vote for him, so I was going to vote for these guys, thinking other people would vote for Bill Belichick because these guys is like their last chance to get into the Hall of Fame, just because it's not their first year, it's like their 10th year out of the league or what have you. So
Yeah,
they're thinking like maybe that could be the situation going on, but yeah, fell short by 2 votes.
that's unfortunate. But he'll make it in what is it next year, whatever. When do they do it?
I
Not sure
think
how
it's
they.
every year. Yeah, it's every year.
Yeah, so I'll make it next year, and then everybody will forget about it. But yeah, it's unfortunate because I definitely think he's the best coach ever.
Oh yeah.
But he has those issues. I mean, and all that stuff hasn't even like there were a bunch of coaches who were coming in as like Jimmy Johnson came to his back and said, "Yeah, we tried the spy gate and we tried to do it, but it just didn't work out for us."
Well, yeah,
And I think
there's
a
a
lot of
bunch
coaches
of,
at
I
that time
mean,
were. So I
yeah.
mean, and I think Jimmy Johnson's already in the Hall of Fame. I'm quite sure about it.
Right, but I'm not. Yeah, that's not the point. I mean, all these teams and organizations were trying to get a competitive edge on any of the teams, whether that's, yeah, trying to steal signs, yeah, record. I mean, the Patriots just were blatant about it and recordings on the sideline for their
Hmm.
preview walkthroughs and things of that nature. They weren't trying to hide it or anything. So I mean, but everyone, yeah, like you said, was doing it. Deflategate, that's can be ruled out by cold weather. I mean, yeah, I mean, kind of
Yeah,
kind of ridiculous, and that one was thrown out and everything like that. So that's not a worry or anything like that. But yeah, shocking. Bill Belichick didn't make the Hall of Fame. You would think he'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer as soon as he got out of the
100%.
league, and everyone did, except for the Hall of Fame voters, which is unfortunate. But yeah, we'll probably won't remember this for very long once he gets inducted and everything. Obviously, it'll be brought up when he does get inducted, but then after that, yeah, Hall of Famer for sure.
Yeah.
There's also talk like, what if he comes back to the NFL? as a hall. Can you get inducted in the Hall of Fame and then come back to the NFL? Like players, they have to wait 5 years from being out of league if they ever
I think
come
it's the
back into the
same.
NFL. No, it's not. No, I think that rule got actually changed few years ago or something like that, where coaches only have to wait like 1 year after exiting the NFL, and then they can, yeah, be inducted in the Hall of Fame. And if they ever do get rehired, yeah, I think they can go back to the NFL. But I guess I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's how it was. I think I heard that on the Rich Eisen show or something like that on ESPN radio. But yeah, no, it's going to be fun. And you got the Pro Bowl this week
Yep.
on February 3rd on Tuesday, or not
Tuesday
this week. Yeah, but Super Bowl
coming
weekend
up.
is, yeah,
Yeah.
and next week there on Tuesday or whatever.
Best week of
So
the
that,
year. I mean, besides the Pro Bowl, I think, yeah, best week of the year, I think. Not as far as like Pro Bowl, I'll maybe tune in a little bit, but I'm not going to watch much of those silly games that they play. But no, Radio Row is the best thing as far as Super Bowl. I mean, a lot of podcasts teaming up. You're going to see, like, obviously Pat McAfee's probably going to have a ton of people on. There's a lot of podcasts, they just team up and they have each other on. And so it's a big week for podcasts and just everything. Like, they'll do, like, I know Bert Kreischer has, like, a cooking show. He'll have a few cooking shows with some celebrities stopping by, and it's just fun. If you're a big podcast person or just like those videos, it's a great week coming up here for that.
yeah, and I think our flight leaves Monday at like 7 to head down to Radio Row and everything
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
we'll be
Yeah,
there
we're gonna
all
be
week.
there. Yeah.
We'll be there all week, and we'll have our podcast rolling alongside. I think our stadium or suite is set up right next to Pat McAfee, so you might see us on the PMS show or something
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
we did get the invite, and yeah, I had a bunch of stuff. You had a bunch of stuff going on too, but yeah, we were like, it's like our one shot to really hit it off. So yeah, I think we're gonna try it out, see how it goes 1 year, and then
Yep.
if we might make it an annual thing. So
Yeah.
should be
Fun. It
a
would be
good
fun
time.
as hell though.
Right. No, it would be. But yeah, no, Super Bowl week. Yeah, this is kind of like that dead air time to relax, rest, kind of just, yeah, contemplate on the season and everything. And yeah, it was a hell of a season fantasy wise. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be totally different next year with all these team changes, coaching changes, things like that nature, schematic, all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm already looking forward to next year. NFL draft up in April. Kind of a dead
Yep.
class. I mean, not much coming out of this class. I mean, yeah, obviously you'll find those sleepers and needles in the haystack, but yeah, really looking forward to next year as well. With the
Yeah.
2027 class, Jeremiah Smith, Arch Manning, you got a lot of names coming out next year as well. So
Right.
looking forward to that. I mean, yeah, just love looking at the NFL, man. Just looking forward to all the changes, just constant revolving door. Where
Hmm.
yeah, you just brand new season every year. Doesn't matter what it was last year. Can things can flip around in a matter of a year? Just look at the Patriots and the Seahawks, for
Right.
example.
Yep.
So very
Yeah.
exciting stuff, and everything like that. But yeah, go ahead.
Senior Bowls, I think, going on right now are about to. They're doing, like, I know they're that Pavia. I think they did measurements. I think earlier Monday or Tuesday, and on his roster he's 6 foot 200 or something like that, and he came in with a measurement of 5'9 3/4" or something like that. So he'd be shorter than Baker Mayfield, shorter than Bryce Young. One of the I think came in at 5'9 3/4", 190 pounds.
Got to be one of the
Um,
shortest quarterbacks in the
but
league.
they say he's balling out. I mean, he's one of the best quarterbacks
How tall is
at the
Dylan
Senior Bowl.
Gabriel? Yeah, how tall is Dylan? He's got to be
I think
close to that 5'10" or 5'9"
Pavia is,
maybe.
I think, they're going to be the shortest quarterback if he gets drafted in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But
Kyler Murray's pretty short, yeah.
yeah, he's a hell of an athlete. I think Kyler Murray. I think that you can look that up, but I think, yeah, Kyler Murray and who you just said for the
Dylan Gabriel,
Browns, Gabriel. I think they're
they're
both
taller.
around 5'10",
Yeah,
5'11".
right.
But
Interesting. Yeah, but yeah, Senior
yeah,
Bowl. A lot of commitments come out. Or not, so a college senior, not high school Senior Bowl.
yep, college Senior Bowl. Yep. So they
Yeah.
have that Senior Bowl. It's called the Reese's. It used to be called the
Oh
Reese's
yeah,
Senior
yeah,
Bowl.
yeah.
And that's so players go out there, get measurements. I mean, it's just another. It's just more of like a kind of like
Try
a Pro
out.
Bowl.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like we like one of the guys from South Dakota native, Gray Zabel. He was at the Senior Bowl, and that's when he kind of stood out. And that's when his draft stock jumped completely because he was the best, I think, guard tackle. I think he was even doing some center at the Senior Bowl, and that's when his stock rised tremendously. So it is a time to prove your point, and yeah, hopefully it'd be cool to see Pavia. I mean, obviously you probably see him maybe early as fifth round pick, maybe, but he's got that swagger to him. But he's got a lot of haters and a lot of critics out there for sure.
Yeah, it's a weak draft class. He might get selected in the 6 rounds or 7 rounds or whatever the NFL draft is. He might
Hmm.
go undrafted, but who knows? I mean, he'll probably make a splash there in practice squads or maybe even Canadian or XFL or UFL or whatever, XFSL or whatever that is. So,
Hmm.
um, yeah, we'll see where his career. I doubt we'll probably be talking about him in a few years, but we'll see what
Probably not.
happens. I mean, yeah, who knows? A lot of
Well,
those.
he tried to get his 7th year. He tried to go back and fight the school,
Oh,
Vandy, to
hmm.
play for like a 6th or 7th year, because that's probably. I mean, NFL is not going to be making that much. I think he was making
More at
3 mil,
Vandy, yeah, 100%.
yeah, a year. So
And that's what
he
a
tried to
lot of
get it, but then
these,
he
yeah,
he ended up backing out. He was going to fight the school or take it to court or whatever, and he just decided not to. He said um, he thinks he's ready for the NFL, and I guess we'll find out in a few short months, 3 months. I think the draft's in April,
yeah,
so we'll find out, see where he gets taken. But yeah, I a lot. I mean, also we'll talk about that. We'll do our yearly draft, whatever we call it, draft cast or whatever. So we can talk more about that. But I do still think, yeah, Mendoza is probably going to be the number one pick overall.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, I would not put it past any team. Even whoever trades up is probably going to get Mendoza if anything does happen like that. But I think yeah, Raiders are locking in at that number
Raiders
one and
have to,
taking.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
especially with
especially
the new
with.
coach, and they'll have a new coach by then. So I think it all depends on if you get an offensive-minded head coach or
I mean, they got Tom
defensive-minded.
Brady in
But I
the
think
building too.
and I don't think, yeah, would they have him? Yeah, but I just don't know which route they go. It'd be cool to see Gruden get back in the NFL, but I just don't know. Yeah, like you said, there's not much in the litter for head coaches that have done anything. Either going to be
Candidates,
coming from
yeah,
college or yeah, they're OCs or DCs in the NFL.
yeah. Kind of stinks, but yeah, they're kind of just banking on maybe Clint Kubiak or one of these Super Bowl coordinators or what have you will take a chance on being a head coach and everything. So yeah, interesting stuff, man.
Hmm.
Yeah, excited for the off season, get a kind of scout some of these college players, watch some film, everything like that. And then heading into, yeah, we got dynasty. We're in a dynasty fantasy league. So yeah, we got, yeah, just drafting rookies. So we definitely got to put our scouting caps on and get out and get boots on the ground and things of that nature, so we can see who we want to select as far as our rookie draft and fantasy. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's gonna be fun here. Obviously, Super Bowl. Obviously, this is one of the best weekends. They should make it a national holiday the Monday after Super Bowl Sunday.
Hmm.
I think there was even talks about that in the government, but yeah, favorite Super Bowl snack, food, or even favorite Super Bowl memory. I don't have any. Obviously, being a Vikings fan, you might have one back in the day with A-Raj. But yeah, what Super Bowl plans, things do you like to do, or are you going to be doing here
Yeah, I gotta
coming?
have you either gotta host or go to a Super Bowl party. Obviously, you gotta be watching the game. Um, and I think the best thing about Super Bowl is I'm actually getting together with friends and family, but the time of the Super Bowl is perfect too. I mean, obviously the Super Bowl is a little bit longer. It's going to last that 3.5, 4 hours with all the commercials.
Hmm.
And then obviously the Super Bowl ceremony after. But no, just the time is, was it 5:30 it starts. Um, that's always nice because then you can watch the entire game and still get to bed by. If you're obviously Central Standard Time, you're getting to bed by 9 o'clock, 9:30. So yeah, that's my favorite part. Favorite food. I mean, I think we've talked about this over the years, but yeah, you got to go wings, buffalo wings. Um, yeah, just all the good football appetizers. Yeah, meatballs, smokies. Um, got a big chips and dip guy, so you got to have the guac, you got to have the salsa, you got to have the queso. Um, yeah, just all that good stuff. You made some good stuff along the way. You did those firecracker, what are they called? Shotgun shells or something like that.
With the pickle ones.
Yeah, those are pretty good. It's a good
Yeah,
little
and
appetizer, little
armadillo eggs, all
finger
that good
food.
stuff. Yeah.
Hmm.
Pizza, can't go wrong with pizza. I know Little Caesars is a sponsor of the NFL, so I mean they're going to be
Yeah,
dishing out pies. They're going to be
absolutely.
slinging pies there at Little Caesars and anywhere basically, and things of that nature for pizza joints there on Super Bowl Sunday. So I mean, yeah, it's going to be busy. It's always is a busy weekend for bars, venues, things of that nature. I'm sure there's going to be watch parties everywhere.
Hmm.
There's some stadiums that even like rent out their like suites and stuff, and people can rent out their suites for this to watch the Super Bowl, get a group of 10, 12
Yeah.
buddies, get in a suite in an empty stadium and watch the Super Bowl. Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I mean, if you're
I,
going looking at just like I said, pure native of Gray Sable, I mean, pure
oh
South
yeah.
Dakota is probably going to have a ton of watch parties at their local establishments, and then obviously Fargo as well. When he played at NDSU,
Hmm.
I'm sure he's going to have. There's going to be a few establishments in Fargo that have some watch parties in support
Yeah.
of the Seahawks and Gray Sable.
100%. And it's in San Francisco. So if you're traveling down there and not even going to the Super Bowl, I think tickets are like $10,000 to get to the Super
Yeah.
Bowl. So I mean, a lot of people probably aren't going, but they're going to be maybe enjoying the scenery around San Francisco as far as like maybe
Right.
going to the place like it was down in Tampa a few years ago. I mean, yeah,
Hmm.
New Orleans, you can go down there and have a hell of a time without even going to the Super Bowl, just bar hopping, and the game's going to be on anywhere you go. So I mean, yeah, it should be a fun time all around across the country there, across the nation for Super Bowl Sunday. Um, yeah, Pro Bowl, not really into that as far as when they changed it and played these
Hmm.
games, but it is kind of
Yeah.
interesting to see all the
I still watch.
I'll
Yeah.
watch it. Yeah, I mean, I'll watch and tune in and kind of have it on in the background, just kind of see what's going on and who's doing what and all that fun stuff. But
Hmm.
it's kind of fallen off a little bit, the Pro Bowl and everything. So
Absolutely. Yeah. I think eventually they just got to. I mean, as many players that don't want to participate or anything like that and drop out or say they don't want to, yeah, participate. They might just have to get rid of it and do something a little bit different, switch it up a little bit, because obviously the games players don't want to get involved. I mean, a lot of players that are not in the playoffs right now or not in the Super Bowl are on vacation,
right.
taking that time away with family, friends. So they don't want to come back and be around play some high school gym games or middle school gym games.
Right.
But I know, I mean, it is good for younger players that have just joined the league. It's kind of like a little networking thing.
Oh yeah.
Meet new possible teammates, new players to train with.
Have fun
So
with the
yeah,
yeah, this your league mates and things of that nature,
right.
kind of expand your horizon, not just focus on yeah, should for example, the Cleveland Browns, you're gonna meet all these other wide receivers, all these other yeah,
Yep.
teammate, league mates, things of that nature. So yeah, very interesting stuff. Yeah, you got basketball going on. I mean, that's kind of in the heat of it. You're about almost halfway. You got the trade deadline coming up, and there's some big names out there like Giannis, who's looking
Giannis.
at
Yep.
getting traded and things of that nature. Probably one of the biggest names is Giannis. Yeah.
Austin
There's
Reeves.
yeah, there's other yeah, could potentially be traded here at the trade deadline to kind of make some
Yeah,
moves. So
Giannis will
that's
for sure be traded. Yeah.
I think so
I,
from the headlines I've been reading for
and I
sure.
saw
Looks
that.
like
Yeah, his
he's
mom
going to be
posted a
out.
picture on Facebook or Instagram or something. Just a picture of him in the Miami Heat arena. So
Hmm.
Miami can make a big splash and land Giannis and yeah. What else was it? I was gonna say. Slipped my tongue. Oh yeah, LeBron probably played his last time in Cleveland. They played last night.
They had a little
Probably played
ceremony
his.
for him. Yeah.
Yep, so he probably played his last time, possibly most likely in the NBA,
Hmm.
for sure. So I mean, it would be yeah. If it was his last time at Cleveland, then probably his last year in the NBA, which is crazy to think about. 20 years in the league. Yeah, it's insane. 21, I think it is. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and obviously all-time leading scorer and everything. Yeah, obviously got to pay your due respect and everything to the king,
Hmm.
to the goat of this generation and maybe the all-time greatest player to ever do it in basketball as far as yeah, being the all-time points leader and for just how long he's done it and everything like that is just a remarkable feat to overcome as well. So yeah, you got what else you got on NHL, box or not boxing, but UFC started back up
Yep.
again after
Back on a
their six
Paramount.
week hiatus. Yeah, back on Paramount, or not back, but first time
Yeah,
on
starting on
Paramount
Paramount.
Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't even need to buy pay-per-view anymore. You just subscribe to Paramount Plus. And yeah,
Hmm.
Sugar Sean O'Malley was a name on the card. You had Patty Pimblett and
Pimblett took a
Justin
beating, but that
Gaethje.
was a hell of a
Yep.
fight.
Yeah, 100%. You had my balls is hot.
Yep.
You
Derek
had what's his
Lewis.
Derek Lewis. I think he took a beating as well. I think he got
Mm.
knocked out, or what? Maybe I can't remember if he got knocked out, but he did lose his match as well. But I mean, yeah, UFC back at it, and I think they have another one coming up this weekend or next weekend or something like
Yeah,
that.
it is soon. I think yeah, Dana said something about that's gonna be back to its regular scheduling program. And yeah, it's Paramount. Having it on Paramount's awesome just because you can buy. I mean, the whole year of subscription of Paramount Plus is pretty much one pay per view buy. So pretty neat what they were able to get figured out with the UFC and Paramount. And yeah, Dana's just trying to make it easier for everybody to watch and just grow the sport in general.
100%. Yep, 100%. Yeah, you have yeah, so like I said, UFC, you have golf kicking back up again. We're at the Farmers Insurance Open here this weekend with Justin Rose in the lead. You have Hideki Matsuyama, Steven Yeager. Let's see where I thought I saw what's his name at the top of the leaderboard not too long ago, Scotty Scheffler, but he must have not have had a great day. He's not in the top. But you have Jason Day tied for 14th. You have a bunch of golf is back up and running there. That's also like on Paramount Plus and everything, and CBS and ESPN and all that good stuff. WWE, they have a big Royal Rumble going on tomorrow or Saturday. And that's on ESPN. I think it's like ESPN Unlimited or something like that. For viewing preferences. So I mean, yeah, a lot of sports going on right now. Yeah, what else am I missing, man? College basketball, obviously. They're almost closing out their season. I think they got what, 5 more weeks left, and
Yeah,
then it's
probably
almost
a little over a
March.
month, and then I think they have about 4 or 5 weeks left, and then they get into like tournament play to see who's going to make the March Madness tournament. So yeah, and then you're into March already. Can't believe it's almost February already. So yeah, March Madness is one of my favorite things to watch, get into. Obviously, fill out a few brackets, and just not a huge college basketball fan. If I had to pick a team, probably UNC. Don't even know how they're doing. Haven't really focused on all NFL, all in. So I'm just gonna pretty much find a team. Usually, I just find the underdog and kind of cheer them on. Kind of like who was that team? Maroon and Gold. They had that older lady. They made it to the Final Four that year back in, I think it was 2018 or 19. Oh man, it's gonna
St. Mary's?
not
No, not St. Mary's. But
no
yeah, I know
not
who you're
same.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Fuck.
maroon and gold. They're red and gold.
Yeah, I can't remember the off the top of my head, but yeah, I do. Yes. Wasn't it St. Mary's or
No, and I think who was that team? I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. I believe it was back in like 18 or 19.
yeah, let me look it up here. Loyola, Chicago.
Loyola
Yeah,
Chicago.
Sister
Yeah,
Jean.
Loyola.
Sister
Hmm.
Jean. Jean Dolores Schmidt, 98-year-old Catholic nun and team chaplain for Loyola University of Chicago, became a national sensation during the 2018 NCAA national or NCAA tournament, wearing a maroon and gold scarf supporting the number 11 seed Ramblers in an improbable run to the Final Four, offering pregame prayers and scouting advice. Thank you,
Hmm.
sister. We love you, Sister Jean. That was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do remember that.
that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite March Madness memories. But yeah, I'm pumped about that. Obviously, a little ways down the road, but yeah, that's something that I'll turn my attention to once football is wrapped up, and then you're just getting into March. Obviously, you're getting you started getting like Bucky's mock draft, all these mock drafts for the
Hmm.
NFL, and kind of tune into that and
I think Mel's already
where
dropped his first one.
he drops it. He drops it
Mm.
right away after the regular season's over. Um, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, I don't really know what the Packers pick right now. I think we're at that same spot, that 23, 24 um, spot. So I guess we'll find out. I mean, I don't think we get a first round pick this year, so it doesn't really matter. But I don't think we get a first round pick, obviously, because we gave two away to the
Yeah, no, to
Dallas
the
Cowboys.
yep, exactly. Dallas has, I think you guys are sitting at like 22. Yeah, something like that. Let me go ahead and just take a gander here, and I'll let you know.
So I'm
Yep,
pretty
20.
sure
You guys,
20.
yeah, acquired from the Green Bay Packers. Dallas Cowboys sitting at 20, and they're also sitting at like number like 12 and 20. So they got
Big
some.
year for big year for the Cowboys. Just
Yep.
rebuilding, not rebuilding, but just adding some key pieces, possibly hopefully maybe some offensive line. I don't know what they'll add. I mean, obviously that's a big discussion too. If they can keep, we don't even get
Pickens,
into this, but George
if
Pickens is going to be
free
huge if they
agents,
can.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's a top free agent this next year as well. Javonte Williams, the running back, I believe, is going to be a
hopefully
free
they try to
agent
keep
next
him,
year.
but who knows?
Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens. This is kind of one of my favorite times. Obviously, basketball heading into their prime time with the NCAA, and then into the playoffs for NBA. But yeah, the draft and then kind of the off season when they do make the free agencies. I think that starts like March 11th is when they can dip their toes into free agency and kind of
Hmm.
start building their rosters. And then come draft time, they kind of have most of the majority of the players they want during free agency, and then they have draft capital to trade away or maybe trade during draft night, things of that nature. So I find that very interesting in how managers run their teams and everything like that. So
Yeah.
excited for that. Yeah, and excited for the Super Bowl, baby. We got what 8 days, 9 days left until 10 days left until we're there. So, yeah, I'm pumped. I'm pumped and excited for the big game. You got the Patriots and the Seahawks rematch of like the 2018, 2016 Super Bowl. I can't remember what it was off the top of my
Yeah.
head, but one of those years
Hmm.
where Seattle ends up not running it with Marshawn Lynch and decides
Correct.
to throw it with Russell Wilson and
Pete Carroll.
yeah, and Branch. I think it was Brian Branch or Brian somebody was able to pick that
Pick it
off.
off.
Yep, in the end zone, kind of fell out to like the
I
three
thought that
yard
was like
line.
I thought no, Branch. I don't think it's
Not
Branch. I
Branch,
think it was
yeah,
Patrick Chung or something like that.
no, no.
Are you
And
sure it
there's
wasn't Patrick Chung? I can't remember who that is, but you know who Patrick Chung is or something Chung with
Malcolm
safety.
Butler. Yeah, it was
Oh,
Malcolm Butler is who picked off that. Yeah, that he's a rookie cornerback for the New England Patriots. Intercepted a pass from Russell Wilson at the goal line. Super Bowl 56. I'm not good at Roman numerals.
me.
XLIX
Uh, well, X is 10, right?
50. No,
Oh,
X
50,
is
yeah.
50.
And then
LIX. February 2015 is when it was. So I
15,
said
so
16.
11
Yeah.
years ago.
Yep. Yep. So hell of a game, and yeah, what storyline? Yeah, rematch of those boys. Mike Vrabel, first coach head person to be a player and a coach, win a Super Bowl. Sam Darnold, the revenge over the Vikings, the Jets, all of those. And first ever USC quarterback to ever play in a Super Bowl, which is kind of interesting
That is.
with all the quarterbacks coming out of South California or Southern Cal. But yeah, interesting storylines. Yeah, Sam Darnold actually won the Big 12 championship in Levi Stadium when he was playing for the USC Trojans there. So he has familiarity with this stadium and everything like that. Obviously, played for the 49ers there couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago there. I was a
Hmm.
backup there. So very familiar with the facility, the venue, and not familiar with the environment, but I think he'll handle it well. And I believe I have the Seattle Seahawks taking this one, man. Yeah, I mean I know we'll preview it next week,
Right.
but yeah, as far as yeah preview of the preview, what do you got?
I got New England. I'm going Patriots.
Oh man, I mean Patriots defense has stepped it up, but fun fact, they've only scored 54 total points in this postseason, the least by any team to make the Super Bowl. Um, to follow up that stat, though, the other two teams, the Baltimore Ravens and like the Denver Broncos, those two teams ended up winning the Super Bowl with those low scoring postseason outings there. So the odds are in their favor, I guess. History repeats itself, but man, this Seattle Seahawks team looks uh, fast, young, fast, physical, athletic,
Hmm.
and they're balling out. And they had a huge win. Hopefully, it didn't blow their load there in LA, or I guess it was in Seattle, but against LA. And
Yeah.
hopefully, they still have some juice. Obviously, they got a week off there to kind of prep and prepare for this game. But yeah, hopefully, they didn't blow their load there against the Rams because yeah, you do not want to see the New England Patriots back on top. And I don't think anybody
No, I
besides
don't think
Patriots
anybody does.
fans
Yeah.
wants to see that. So,
Right.
um, but yeah, it should be fun, man. I'm excited. I'm pumped. And we'll get into the preview there next week. But anything else you want to add to this preview of the preview?
Nope. Nope. I'm going to do a little more digging, do a little more research here, but I still think, yeah. As I stand right now, I'm going to go to New England Patriots. Take it all. Take it home.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'm glad we're kind of going opposite there. I mean, that'd be a good kind of podcast next week. We can kind of do some banter and some ball talk and everything like that and see what we kind of come up to as far as conclusions to see who is actually going to win this Super Bowl 60. it's hard to believe.
Hmm.
Yeah, 60 Super Bowls have been
Yep.
played, and yeah, two teams that didn't make the playoffs last year make it this year, so it's going to be fun stuff.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
and then next year is a brand new year, so yeah, we're gonna miss this year though. It was fun
Hmm.
and everything like that, and excited for what is to come here in the Super Bowl. But yeah, for that, I don't have much else to add. Do you?
Nope, I do not.
Cool. Well, yeah, we'll see you guys next week on the preview of Super Bowl 60. But yeah, for now, we'll see you guys. Yeah, we don't have anything else to add, so we'll see you guys next week on the pod. Until then, peace.
Peace.